Hey, it's me here once again with another video in my Uriah Heep Discography review series, and today we're looking at album number 21, Wake the Sleeper. Now, before I get into it, be sure to like, comment, favorite, subscribe down below, but let's get back into Wake the Sleeper, released June 2008. Now, after Sonic Origami in September 8, Uriah Heep took a little bit of a break. Now, I've read online that the band took a little bit of a break due to the fact of the instability in the label market, especially musical labels and that, how some were getting bought up and all these ones were sprouting up. Uriah Heep wanted a label, unlike maybe some other bands where they do it independently due to the fact they take care of all the PR and everything for the album, which is what it is. But looking at this album, its genre's hard rock, its length, 50 minutes, 46 seconds. It's produced by Mike Paxman. This is also the first album not to feature Lee Kerslake since Conquest in 1980. He's been pretty much a steady member throughout a lot of Heep's career, and like Mick, probably one of the longest serving members, and it breaks up the most stable lineup they ever had of about 21 years. But anyway, it features Bernie Shaw on vocals, Mick Box on guitars, Phil Lanzon on the keys, Trevor Buller on bass, and Russel Gilbrook on drums, who this is his first drumming on Heep, and he's still with the band, so good on him. Now, Sonic Origami was kind of a step back a little bit from See a Light. But I think the best thing that happened to Heep was this album. And I'll get into why. It starts off with Wake the Sleeper, written by Box and Lanzon, 3 minutes, 33 seconds. Most of the songs are written by Box and Lanzon, so if I come to one that isn't, I will mention it. I like the frantic, fast-paced riff right off the bat by Mick Box. This sounds different. So much different than anything from the 80s, 90s, I'll dare say this is probably going into the 70s back to Heep since I've heard something this frantic pace to start off an album. I love the drumming. I like the bell was a nice touch. I like how Wake the Sleeper is kind of in the background of parts. I like the guitar solo. It has a great energy throughout. This is probably as close as you will ever find to Uriah Heep doing an instrumental track. I can't think of one off the top of my head. If you do, comment down below. On to song number 2, Overload. 5 minutes, 58 seconds. I love the opening riff. I like the drumming. Bernie's vocals on this are great. He has that energy on it. It sounds really good. I like the doom-sounding riff throughout. I like the tempo change to the organ section and into the guitar solo. And I really love the frantic ending to this song. This feels such upbeat, paced, and the riffs are great, just right off the bat. On to song number 3, Tears of the World. I like the opening. I like Bernie's vocals and the lyrics to the song. I like the ahs. I like the breakdown into the solo. There's a second mix solo, and I like how it ends on a single organ note. That's something you really... It just adds that atmosphere to the album. On to song number 4, Light of 1,000 Stars, 4 minutes and 57 seconds. It's once again back to that 80s sound, but here's where I will forgive them, because by this time, that sound is actually quite in style. It's not far-fetched, it's not outdated. It was actually back in style throughout the 2000s. Anything with kind of an 80s sounding riff seemed to go over pretty good, so I won't blame them on that. I love Bernie's vocals. Nice break on the album, just because like the first 3 songs were really heavy. This is a nice break. It brings it back a little bit. I really like the solo into the organ and the vocals. Just great. It's a good song. I really enjoyed it. On to song number 5, Heaven's Rain. I like the organ intro. It's very blues sounding at times. I like the soft guitar. It's a nice touch. I love the solo, love the beat. I like how soft the song can get for as heavy as some of this album is. I like how at the moments where they can, they really throw in that softness to it that really fills out an album. It shows dynamics. It's not just hard for the sake of being hard, or there's ebbs and flows to the album, and that's something I've always liked about Uriah Heep, that they know how to do very well. On to song number 6, Book of Lies, 4 minutes 5 seconds. I like the riff with the guitar and organ. It kind of gives that early Heep feel to it. I like the vocals. I like the guitar solo. It's very catchy, very upbeat. Intro repeats until it fades out, which is something I like about a band where they bring back the intro and they fade on it. Just great. On to song number 7, What Kind of God, 6 minutes 37 seconds. I love the keys and bass intro. It's something you don't get very much with Heep throughout the 80s, 90s. Anything where you can open with the keys and the bass just always seemed to work for me. I love the drumming. The song is very much about war and conquest. Trevor shines on this song, not only on this song, I think on this entire album. I like the organ underneath, love the lyrics, I love how it picks up and shows off Russel until Mick's solo, where Russel gets little points where he gets to really shine. Kind of a mini drum solo, but it works well. And I like how the organ and guitar really play off one another. Like, this is one where you can tell either they came in the studio or they were on. They made sure every song was on point up to this point. On to song number 8, Ghost to the Ocean, 3 minutes 32 seconds. I like the solo to open, where it's Mick soloing to open a song. It's something that really, truthfully, you never really get very much of throughout Heep's career, but whenever he does it, I really enjoy it. Very early Heep sound to it. I love the soaring guitars, how it always sounds like the guitar's soaring through the air. Just a great sound. I like the staccato beat at times. The solo is good, and I love how it just builds to that finish. Great song. On to song number 9, the first song not to be written by Boxer Lands. It's written by Trevor Boulder. And when I was getting into Uriah Heep, this was the first album, but I'll actually get into that later. Angels Walk With You, written by Trevor Boulder. I love the guitar intro into the vocals. And Bernie's singing is fantastic. Just the way he's, I don't always know where I'm going. Do what's true and I die for you. Stuff like that, just great vocals to it. Love the vocal. I love how it picks up, and I love the organ fills. I love the chorus, and just how they sing, "Angels walk with you," and then it busts into this keyboard section. Like, it's not guitar driven, it's more keyboard driven, which is something very early Heep-esque. And I like how it softens and builds into an organ solo. Very catchy chorus. New world with a new morning, new sunrise on a brand new day, and angels walk with you. Just great stuff. On to song number 10, Shadow, written by Phil Lanzon, 3 minutes 35 seconds. I like the opening riff. Very catchy. Sorry about that. Love the vocals, like the bass and organ, like the solo, love the ending to this song. On to song number 11, Warchild, written by Boulder and some guy named Gallagher. Didn't do much research into it, but it's 5 minutes 7 seconds. I like the organ and vocal opening. Has a very sinister feel to it. Dark lyrics. I like the chorus. I love how organ driven it is, and I love the solo in the song. Now that is Wake the Sleeper. I'll just get into this right off the bat. Best song, Angels Walk With You, in my opinion. Worst song, there isn't a bad song on this record. At all. Hidden Gem, What Kind of God. You could go through this entire album. To me, it is perfect Uriah Heep. And it's been a long time since I've said that. Perfect Uriah Heep. Now into this. When I was getting into Uriah Heep, back in around 2008 and that, this was the first record I ever heard by Uriah Heep. predates Demons and Wizards, Magician's Birthday, Sweet Freedom, Salisbury, Look at Yourself, all that stuff. Predates everything. And to me, this is the album that got me into Uriah Heep. I think this is, I will dare say, this is one of their finest records they ever made. The band liked it so much they played it live in its entirety. How many Heep albums by this point could you say that they have toured with and that they have played in its entirety? Not very many. This album kicks ass. If I had to give it a grade out of 5, this is a 5 out of 5 record, and it's been a damn long time since I've been able to say that about Uriah Heep record. This is, in my opinion, this is up there with probably the heaviest record they've done since Look at Yourself, because Magician's Birthday, Demons and Wizards, Sweet Freedom, and the rest of them weren't this damn heavy, which is saying something. And fantastic 5 out of 5 record. Highly recommend it. I don't know if I'm just overrating it, but this is one of my all-time favorite, and I'll dare say this is in my top 5 of Uriah Heep albums. That's how much I love this record. But anyway, this is me here once again signing out. Be sure to like, comment, favorite, subscribe. I love to hear your guys' thoughts on this album. This is me here signing out. Peace.